Everyone, Sis Meta, thank you for being here. This is your Cindy Martin Beard. Welcome to Second Third Thursday edition. This is my sign off for this weekend, for this whole week. It's spring break. I will be taking time, spending time with my babies. So, but I wanted to talk about the happening in Liberia, about the death of Mrs. Jackson, Samuel Jackson. So now we have a case, the Republic of Liberia versus Samuel Jackson. Okay. And they have charges that they counted today. I will go to with these: manslaughter, negligence, homicide, reckless endangerment of another person's life, aggravated assault. Then I will ask her though, negligent homicide. Okay, negligent homicide is a criminal offense where a person causes someone's death through carelessness or reckless behavior without intending to kill them. How do we prove this? I guess Liberia people will tell us. When somebody failed to act, Samuel Jackson was not home. According to him, he called the ambulance. They didn't show up. They took his wife alive, but maybe unconscious, to the hospital. She was there for hours. The Liberian healthcare system did not act. We saw there's a mark on her head that she had operation before or that day or whenever. Those will come to play. But we see most Liberian people think the mark on top of her head, the surgery mark on top of her head, is where she fell down, that he hurt her. No, that's a surgery mark. If you look at a lot of people who have massive epilepsy, sometimes they cut their hair on the side, sometimes they cut it. Mostly they call it on the side. Mostly. Okay? Because some of them can hemorrhage to have some air to move the pressure. Okay? So, again, hereafter, I will, like I said, I will take, this will be on my YouTube link, but I will take the video itself down, all right? And I'll just keep it. You can go to my YouTube and follow up with it, okay? Again, Mrs. Jackson comes from South Africa. South Africa has a lot more advanced healthcare system than Liberia. It does, okay? I'm not sure if she needed 24/7 care, and she needed someone in charge of her. I know people also who are in the United States who have normal life with medication with seizure. We have kids who come to school who have had massive seizure, but they wear helmet. They wear safeguard on their knees, pad on their elbows, so in case they fall, okay? They keep them at a flat level in the classrooms, all right? And my own brother used to suffer from seizure, and eventually he grew out of it, okay? I have classmates that I went to school with who at the time did not know, and I talk about it here. A couple of seizures in the classroom, as God would have it. Our professor at the time when I was in grad school, you know, they were prepared for that. And all we were told is move the tables, move the place, clear the scene, let her calm down. If she falls on her back, you go, you lift her hair and tip her hair so she does not, they call it aspirate or choke on her own, whatever. All right, that's that. I have taken the time in the last couple of weeks and just do a lot more research besides what I've read at school, the classes that I have to take at school, to create a healthy environment for my students that are coming in that may have those health care issues, okay? It's a requirement. Now, if you are saying this man carelessly left this woman, although he has cook in the house, although he has a husband in the house, although he has security, okay? What I particularly can surmise, and I'm saying this, Samuel Jackson has big mouth. He has called every government out. He's every government friend. He's every government enemy, so long he's not, we say, not getting his caught. All right. This could be that. Because the day this incident happened, he had actually lashed out at the current government. He had been calling them out. He had left them and joined the CMC and were calling all the shortcomings. So from the onset, they've already condemned him and sentenced him to death. I'm saying it, okay? Now, some of the evidence that they say they got, the people went and looking, let's just look at their forensic team that were going to Samuel Jackson Hall. They are going to go, number one, the place were not safeguarded, okay? They didn't secure the scene. The people that came were very unprofessional. We saw them with the buckets in their hand and bleach. You are going to a crime site where somebody died, where they said somebody bled. But guess what? You are carrying bleach and you are wearing regular rubber gloves. They're not scientific, and they're calling themselves, what they call themselves? They're calling themselves a forensic team. Like, we use these words, loosely. Okay, we use a lot of words in Liberia loosely. Okay, say somebody went to a training to do some tech job. All of a sudden, you say the person is a surveyor, the person is an engineer, this engineer, that's engineer, not an engineering school. Takes minimum of 5 years. Not a joke. Not a joke. Okay, especially in a war where you're competitive. Now, again, I wanted to add my voice before I leave. We will need for these people to tell us, get into the mind of this man that we saw look like he adores his wife. Listen, I know some of you will come for me. Oh, she says she's a women's and children advocate. I am. And that's why I started the conversation this way. When I started, I said, my sympathy to Mrs. Jackson, 20s, family, her siblings, and I believe she's a twin. And I'm sorry that her life ended in Liberia with a Liberian. But first and foremost, we are all African. We are brothers and sisters, except for the demarcation, all those invincible lines that was put in there. I remember as a kid, through the struggle of South Africa, Liberia to South Africa, they have always been our brother. One of my favorite people of all time when I was younger, as a woman, a model for me, was Miriam Akiba. I remember her in Port Summer, the first time she went back to South Africa, when what do you call it? Not what her name, when the clerk are taking over. Okay, that was one of my fond memory of South Africa. And in middle school, I remember these words, Amanda Awetu. Okay, and when they're doing the independence movement of Africa. So as such, they are our brothers and they are our sisters. If we deem them that way. This is a side issue. It could happen anywhere. Not only has it happened in Liberia, it happened everywhere around the world. Sometimes we get mad at our partners. Sometimes we don't make the right decision. We all force, and sometimes we leave our house and we go out and we don't want to call our partners to talk to them because we're mad. Okay, because we're mad. Does that prove intent or neglect? No. It's being human. Literally, that's what it is. It's simply being human when we get to that point. All right. So now it is within the confines of the Liberian government to prove and get into Samuel Jackson's head and tell us that he intended, he had intention, he planned to neglect his wife and endanger her life. Okay. This is like trying stuff to see what stick. I will tell you for free, if the Liberian government truly has something to charge Samuel Jackson with, okay, they wouldn't be asking for neglect and this and that. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. Okay. Where we are is somebody is saying where that man needs to go to jail. That man needs to go to jail. This is the way Africa works. This is the way Liberia works. All right. And that's why we can't evolve. We are not truthful. We hunt each other. This is Africa for that matter. I remember the case with Princess Cooper. This child vomited her whole internal organ. You know, I had a show here where I'm going to leave in a few minutes, where Josh Famula said, this generation of Liberians are the most educated class of our lifetime since the inception of Liberia. You can find any kind of people. You can find pathologists, you can find forensic scientists, you can find engineers, structural, mines, whatever you want, everything that you want. But we have refused to invest in the area where Liberia needs the most. Liberia needs what we call the geniuses of society to rebuild our nation. We need the best minds to come to the table. But no, we can't. We can't. We can't get the best minds because they are not our party members, because they challenge us about the truth. And okay, because they challenge us to think deeper and harder. So that's a problem for us, because they do not kiss up. Because some of them, it's not a life or death for them. It's not an identity problem for them. I particularly don't have to identify with you. I don't have to be your friend. I am your countrywoman. I am part of the Black tribe. For me, that's very important. I have read, I don't know how many pages and pages and pages of books on epilepsy. All right. Some of you come on the post and say, oh, they said she has seizure. She don't have epilepsy. That's epilepsy. If you have sequences of seizure, that's epilepsy. Epilepsy happens once in between. But when it happens continuously, periodically, that is epilepsy. It's your brain. Then you come on and going. Yesterday, two people came on my post. I'm not reacting. I'm going to be calm and talk about it and say, do you ever say anything positive? What I said yesterday, what I did yesterday when CDC were in power, and you healed me, and I was your sister, and I was your hero, is what I'm still doing. I have not changed. My truth has not changed. It will not change. I believe in innocent to proving guilty. The burden of proof is on the Republic of Liberia to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that Samuel Jackson intended to hurt his wife, that he neglected his wife. He was careless about her treatment. And I can say otherwise. He made every necessary contact when his wife was in distress. We saw that. He made posts like almost every hour. He told us, I took my wife to the hospital. I see she's losing it. And the people are busy looking between her leg, looking at her twat, or her genital, or her vagina. He said that. She was not there in his house, that he left her there. He took her to the hospital. He did. He made every effort when he could not get to the hospital. He made every effort, okay? When the ambulance could not come, they told him, what did they say to him? The ambulance were in the garage, okay? The ambulance were in the garage. Guess what? He found a way and got his wife to the hospital. Okay, I have talked to nurses. I have talked to doctors. I have read different books. I have joined different platforms with different testimonies, with different pictures, okay, to let people to get an insight. We live in a digital age. The same way you're studying Liberia and learning how to code, the same way you can sit right here and take your classes online and go and become a nurse professional, a practitioner, okay? The same way you can sit right here and learn a long distance. Everything is our fingertip. But I get to work in an environment, I get to deal with people with all sorts of challenges, different diseases, cancer. They come, and some of them come that got a tube on them that they have to go to the nurse office at certain time. You got to make a schedule. They have to go to whatever they need to take. You got kids who have seizure, okay? They have to take their medicine. You have kids who, they different health issues, but they cannot stay home. They must come to work. So if the goal is, I mean, we heard you're charging Samuel Jackson, that's fine. But I will also ask that you give him the benefit of the doubt, giving due process, proving beyond that all of us, because most of you have already sentenced this man because you don't like him, because he does not support your political ideology. He does not support mine either. But I want, just like what I said 6 years ago, 2022, about 4 years ago, when you all lie on Alexander Cummings, somebody will say it's a different case. No, it's not. A lie is a lie. When you conclude, many of you Liberian people, you call this man, you are even organized. You went to the courthouse, dragging by his clothes. The women have to join me, calling him rogue, finger, fraud. Before you even got to find out, majority, I encountered some people, they feel they say the man beat up the one quite on top of his head because the police have not said and clarified that the mark on top of her head is a surgery mark, okay, that was either there before or during, okay. The explanation was on spoon. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that. That's not my place. That is the lawyer's place. And I know Samuel Jackson's daughter is a lawyer here in Georgia. He got children here. And I'm gonna take this, pleading to his children, okay? I'm not saying your father is guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying based on our law, he's innocent to proving guilty beyond all reasonable doubt among his peers, jurors of his peers, okay? Among jurors of his peers. That's what it said. Give him due process, proving beyond all reasonable doubt. Now you got to tell us that this man intended to hurt his wife, because that's where negligence is. Carelessness. All right. He left his house, a wife in the house. He went to a radio station. He had an interview that he told on to the government, dragged them into the mud, how they have failed, how they are liars, how they are this, and condemned where they are, everything that they said, they are a liar, and the things that he said. He said those. This has nothing to do with whether I like UP or not. Let me tell you something, a lot of you people don't know this. UP is the party of Gabriel Poller, Anthony Kesseley, and Jackson Fiado. The chicken on that flag that you're carrying is from Nima County. That's the party that some of all are open on. My brother was one of the top people, strategists on UP. My brother was an advisor to the president, both the vice president. My brother was like a son to Papi Boaka. Papi Boaka, and a lot of people ask, we go a long way. And I want you to understand this. One thing that you will get from me consistently, it will be what I believe to be the truth until proven otherwise. And I will always speak my truth. Whether it be in my family, my enemy, as an advocate, we cannot allow gender, hate, likeness be our deciding factor. Our decision should always be logical and should come with humanity and humility, that we put the welfare of mankind first. And this is where I stand. I'm going to play this video really quickly with this man. What's his name? Gregory Coleman. And I'm sorry, Gregory Coleman is not a new breed. He's not a change agent. Never been. Okay. They came from the last UP-led government. And they came, like I used to sit here and tell you, oh, these people don't come, they're not coming for change. They want their old job back. The only reason why most of them are talking, they're mad, because they don't believe that any other person needs to be in this position, that the poor, they call them uneducated or what they call it, case like the other people, they said they didn't do well. That's why we spoke. But they were not coming to be a change. And I told them, what broke you before, you don't go back to it. It will break you down even more. And I said that to you all, that you people were not going to be the change. They already knew the loops. Those that I talked to during the campaign, I told them, I said, you all made a mistake and UP wins, Liberia will be in trouble. I said it. Make a mistake and UP wins, Liberia will be in trouble. And this is where we are. Folks, when I'm done with this, you can look onto my YouTube page. It will be on the YouTube. You can look at it from there. But this is it. All right. Now here we are. It says, listen up. I'm going to tell you the charges that this man, what his name, Gregory Coleman, put in effect, that they're charging Samuel Jackson with. They got something to prove. That's what it is. All right. And a lot of things can be asked. How did they collect the evidence? Because they said they asked Samuel Jackson to go to his house. He told them no, they went there anyway. That cannot be, you cannot use that in court. I'm not saying this. I know if he has nothing to hide, he will let them use it. If he decide because of what they've done, he don't want to deal with them, you can tell them you don't want them to use it because they got it. They didn't get the evidence legally. But he talked to them. He talked to them. Manslaughter, count 1, negligence, homicide, count 2, recklessness, reckless endangerment of another person's life, aggravated assault. They tell us the men were careless. The men bought liquor. I see Liberian people, lawyers, and they want to be, and everybody else. Oh, the men were buying liquor for the woman. Can we prove that the woman had restriction? Even though, because I can say my husband is an alcoholic, okay? I can say that. But is there a restriction that he cannot drink? Is there a medical reason that have been provided that is writing? It's like at my school, right? When the kids come to me and say, my doctor said I need to, after I've taken to, we go to the bathroom, we have schedule. If a child, one of the kids tell me, my doctor said I need to go to the restroom, I say, go to your parents, ask them to go to the doctor and bring us a doctor's request that says that whenever you need to use the restroom, we will let you use the restroom. It says Valerie. Okay. And that's what we do. That's what we do. So those are places that you will have to prove that these things are there. But I'm gonna add to this later on my post. Let me just say to all of you, you will not see me tomorrow morning. I have a week. I'm gonna pick up my college girl. I'm gonna hang out with my kids. Gonna take my girl. Maybe this weekend we're gonna go to the Chateau Elan and just hang out, look pretty, go have brunch, come home, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rest. All right, I'm gonna rest. But here is my thought. I'm making this appeal. Samuel Jackson, daughter is a lawyer. I will ask that you'll find your independent pathologist to go to Liberia, not Rockefeller. If you can ask me why not Rockefeller, I will tell you that's a story for a different day because I dealt with him. That is a story for a different day. And I can tell you about him, his credential, his background, and his dealings. And I do not mind. I'm in the position now to talk, and I will talk. At this point, find an independent pathologist, okay, and take them to Liberia. Let them redo that autopsy that they're talking about. We know people with epilepsy can fall. They can have bust their skull, bust their face, bust their side, bust their eyeball, bust their ear, even break their leg. I'm watching a lady on, I'm in, because my niece suffered from epilepsy also, okay? And this lady is cooking, okay? It happened that somebody was sitting in the living room looking out. This lady was about to fall into the fire, into the stove. She was trying to cook, and she had seizure. So Liberian people, let me go. Seizure is an event. It's something that happened one time or rarely. Epilepsy is some people who have seizure, serious seizure, over and over, over and over, that live with having seizure. That's epilepsy. Most of you come on a post, you're just talking plenty. Liberians, we talk so loosely. Yeah, I'm talking because I've done a lot of research, because I live with people who have seizure. I work with people who have seizure. I went to school with people who have seizure. I have family who have that have problem, okay, that live with that. My brother says something about the couple does not look right. When you are 70 some more years old and you are married to a 40 or 45 years old that look like a baby, very young looking, something will not look right. You will look like the odd couple that the people will say, okay? So it is totally okay. It is totally okay that something does not look right. We know that. All right? So that said, folks, I'm going to find this video and play it, and then I will call it a day. Is what do you call it? Gregory Coleman. That would be my takeaway from here with Gregory Coleman. All right. I stayed longer than I needed to. I wanted to do 30 minutes, but I stayed longer than I needed to. You'll know how you guess. The next show I would do, I would just do on YouTube, and I'll pull it up here because I will not come live for the next couple of days. And what I would do is, because I want to get some other pictures and include it and do like a documentary as I speak to those issues that I see. But I want you all, because there's a couple of videos here that I like to do. There's certain people who say certain things I don't agree with, but again, here I am. Here is Gregory Coleman here talking when this happened. So let me do this. And then this will be my closing. Who posting Jefferson Koji? Jefferson Koji, go try to go to school, man. Oh, man, please. I'm so tired. You're a young man. Go to school. Go to school. Do something. Experience outside world and come back. Okay? And come back. And okay, I'm gonna not tonight. I'm not gonna veer off. I'm gonna stay on this topic. I'm about to get agitated. I think people think this country is so fun. You're messing with our lives and our uh, this is not no I want to do. Give me 1 second, folks. You're just you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different result. How are you gonna do that? Okay, hopefully this way. And so, but okay, that's all right. I'm still gonna play it. Where is my? Did I close this? Lord have mercy. All right, I will have these lined up. So I will just drop the video moving forward, and I will not do a live video until I return from my vacation. Folks, here we go. Those of you who tuned in tonight, thank you so much. I'm not going to get into this. This is, I want you to listen to Gregory Coleman. This is him.
Concerning this case with Police RG, welcome to the media. We want you to bring us up to speed concerning this case with Samuel Jackson.
Investigation is ongoing. Mr. Jackson was invited here today as a person of interest to this investigation. As far as we are, the investigation still continues. He is now a suspect, and he will be kept here while we continue the investigation. Thank you.
IG says a suspect. Any charges levied
at this point in time? Mr. Jackson is not charged. We have 48 hours to investigate, come up with a charge, and present him to the nearest court. And I can guarantee you his rights will be protected under the law. Within that mathematical calculation for legal detention, he will be presented to the court. Thank you.
When does this 48 hours elapse, IG?
Well, listen, we are done.
I'm not sure you guys heard the level of rudeness. He told the reporter, start counting your finger until you get to 14 hours. Level of disrespect. Those are the people who pay his salary. And he's telling them, start counting your finger until you get to 48 hours. But you know what? This is what Liberian people voted for. They knew that. They knew that this group of people, you know, there's a saying that goes, the thing that breaks you or that broke you, never return to it. When it comes to you the next time, it will be worse than it did before. So I'm going to start here tonight. Again, my sympathy to the parents of Tony. As a woman, as a daughter, as a mother, as a grandmother, as an educator and an advocate, my heart bleeds for her and even for her husband, because we don't know if he intentionally hurt his wife. We don't know. You know, a philosopher once said, love itself is pure craziness. When you truly love, you cannot differentiate right from wrong. It's like a mother who watched the child suffer and don't want to keep certain substance away from them. That they will tell you, you have to. And they call it tough love. Now, the government have to prove to us that this lady has paper that she's not supposed to drink, that she needed 24-hour care. But then, the family can also sue the government of Liberia for negligence because the hospital system did not work. When the husband tried to get ambulance emergency unit that the budget put aside for, to answer to this woman immediate care. That service was not available. This woman was in the hospital. I'm being told there were no oxygen, or there were no neurologists for that matter. So the story is a lot. The government has its own to carry. All right. No ambulance, one ambulance in the garage, no neurologist on ship, and no oxygen. How true that is, we will find out in the trial. But let me say connect to all of us. This has been another episode, Second Thought Africa. Let's reimagine Liberia. Again, my name is Yasende Martin Peye. Tonight is the Republic of Liberia versus Samuel Jackson. This will be on my YouTube page. I'm going to go ahead and cut the link and put it here. If you want to watch it, you want to replay it, I will put it here. But I'm not going to completely take this down, but I will make it private. Okay. Yeah, just so you know, I will make it private so you can watch it from the YouTube channel. All right. You can watch it on the YouTube channel. It will be available and it will be there. That's it. Let me say good night to y'all. You will not see me live until not this coming Tuesday, not this coming Thursday. I am on vacation and I will take that vacation, but I will record and I put it on the YouTube page and I will just put it up here. You can watch it, but I will not be live. All right. I will do some short video, the cat caught, and I will post them, and then you can go there and watch it. But here, sis, sis Rachel, good evening. Good evening. I hope all is well. Sis Letty, good evening. Shirley, sis Shirley, Miara, all of you, Brother King, you're welcome and good night. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I made some soup tomorrow. Have an early start at work, so I will see you all in the coming weeks. But I will be here. I will make posts, but I will not do a live video. I need some time to myself. Liberia is her own story. Okay. Talk to all of you later. God bless. And let's wish Liberia well. Samuel Jackson deserves due process. He is too innocent till proven guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. The country will have to prove that. Good night, everyone.